This is the first edition of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. My name is Pom Harrington and I'm the owner of Peter Harrington Books. So what I'd like to talk to you today is what really is the true first edition of the Philosopher's Stone. There's a lot of confusion online about such things, but I'm fortunate enough today to be able to show you both variants of the first edition, and these are both true first editions. The printing history is very straightforward. In June 1997, the first edition was published in 2 issues. There's a hardback issue, which is this one, and there were 500 copies issued. And at the same time, they issued this, which is the paperback. Now, this was printed in greater numbers. This is 5,150 copies, but they both use the same sheets. And therefore, actually what happens, they printed 5,650 sheets that made up 2 versions, the hardback and the paperback. And they're both issued at the same time. However, the hardback is truly the most collectible one. It's certainly the most valuable one and what most collectors want to have. And now I'm going to show you what makes the first edition. So first of all, the cover is very important. These do change, and you get this little credit down here with the review. But actually afterwards, you get a Smarties award that goes on the binding. So this binding was only actually used in the first 2 impressions. So it does need to look like this. On the back cover, you have the artwork of the wizard. And this was used actually all the way through for the next 2 years. The artist never actually knew or read the book, so he just drew a picture of a wizard. In 1999, this was changed to Professor Dumbledore. But you want to see this old chap here. Now I'm going to open the book up and just show you the title page. I mean, there are lots of versions of it. Most importantly, you used to have Bloomsbury down on the title page here. A book club edition by Ted Smart was done, which looks very, very similar. And you need Bloomsbury down here. And then most important information is on the back. So you'll see the most important thing here, 1098765432 and that 1 means it is the true first printing. If you stop at 2, it's a second printing. If you stop at 5 and there's nothing else after 5, it's a 5th printing. And in some copies you'll see 20, 19, 18, which means it'll be an 18th printing. And those later printings really aren't worth anything. To be worth money, you need to have this sequence down to 1. You go just above it, you'll see the 2 ISBN numbers. And it says hardback and paperback. It's exactly the same whether it's in this hardback or in the paperback, which I'm going to show you now. If I just open the paperback up, you'll see exactly the same information. Hardback, paperback, exactly the same. So these sheets are the same. It's just the difference, the variance of one being paperback, one being hardback. Now, there's textually one other point, which is quite important. There was a misprint on page 53. And if I can just take your eyes up to here, other equipment, and they list one wand twice. And that was an error, which was corrected in the second impression. And you will not see that in second impressions. I understand the error creeps back in with later printings, but you definitely need to have this this mistake combined with the 10:1 sequence and the binding, this binding. There was no dust jacket issued. So if you see a dust jacket on the first edition, it's been supplied from a later printing. It really should be hardback like this. In terms of value, they vary greatly depending on condition. Of the 500 copies that were issued in hardback, about 300 are actually sent to libraries and schools. And frankly, they were just read and they got trashed and library stamped, which means we think only about 200 copies in circulation that will look like this, which is fundamentally what is collectible condition. The book deteriorates badly when read, and the true high values that you might read about will be for copies like this, that are virtually unread and no real wear at all. I'm just showing you around the edges here. You sometimes get a bit of rubbing on the corners, but actually this copy is very fresh and beautiful. Price-wise, reflecting the print run actually, the hardbacks run about 10 times the value of the paperback. It's not a bad rule of thumb, and as that happens, the printing is about 10 times as well. That essentially covers all you need to know about Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone and what makes the true first edition. For more information about J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, please see the Peter Harrington website.